From Gillette Stadium as the sun sets behind us, that is right, Mike Petraglia. There was another day after that Patriots loss. The sun did rise again. It has set 24 hours later. It's starting to sink in. Again, I'm Alex Barth. He's Mike Petraglia for CLNS Media. And it was one of the worst games the Patriots have played in a long time. Echoes of Kansas City in 2017, Kansas City in 2015, Miami in 2003. When something's that off, sometimes things can get buried. So what should the Patriots' number one concern be when they go back and look at this tape from the Jacksonville game?
Defense, defense, defense. They didn't tackle well. They didn't have a good communication and spread gaps between the secondary and the front seven, which we raved about all preseason, and even to a degree in game number one against the Texans. It was not there against the Jacksonville Jaguars. A couple of reasons. Obviously, the weather. Trey Flowers going down with a concussion, then Patrick Chung going down with a concussion. People lost their mind when I said that, Patrick Chung coming out was a big deal. Did you see how poorly he played in the first half? Well, half of that second quarter he played apparently with a concussion, and that's one of the reasons Safarian-Jenkins broke open on the late touchdown in the first half. But the Patriots did not tackle well, they did not cover well, and they didn't have good leverage a couple of times, and our colleague Evan Lazar pointed this out, trying to force the runner back to the middle of the field where the Patriots had runners and linebackers coming. Devin McCourty, and he doesn't usually do this, he lets a receiver or a running back get to the outside and loses containment for a first down.
We saw it when the defense struggled last year. Wasn't necessarily, I want to say, a quick fix, but it was not necessarily a problem that lingered all season. Sure, it popped up again time to time, the Super Bowl. But they had that stretch of holding opponents under 20 points. Is this the same thing where it can be, for lack of a better terms, a quick fix, or is this what we're going to see all year? Should we just buckle up and get ready for these kind of defensive performances?
Look, the Patriots have got to get better covering the passing game. There's no question about that. As good as Stephon Gilmore can be, he's an elite cornerback at the top of his game. But the issue with Stephon Gilmore, and you talk to people around the Patriots and around the NFL, is consistency. There's one game that Stephon Gilmore does look like a Pro Bowl corner, but there are other times where he loses a guy across the middle or there's no, communication. And we saw that communication issue with Stephon Gilmore early in the season last year, but they got that fixed, to your point. And I think they'll get it fixed this time. But that second cornerback position has me a little concerned because you saw Eric Rowe benched a couple of times in Sunday's loss to Jacksonville. And who do they have behind him? Is it going to be a Jonathan Jones? Is it going to be Jason McCourty? They're sorting all of that out.
Do you think not having J.C. Jackson, Derek Rivers, these are guys we've never seen on an NFL field, but there's a lot of talk after the game about those two guys being inactive, and some of that was due to injuries, right? They both would have played with the injuries to Chung and with the injury to Flowers, so you're kind of critiquing after the point, but do you think those two guys can maybe step up and help and make a difference?
I think one of them will get the chance at a time. I don't think you put both of those guys in the cross and J.C. Jackson. I just don't think the Patriots expose themselves that way with young players. But they certainly will give a young player a chance. I'm not saying that. But obviously, the Patriots have to go back to the drawing board in terms of their fundamentals, their tackling, and most importantly, leveraging the middle of the field, which is, when teams defend the Patriots passing game, they funnel everything to the middle.
Right.
Well, the Patriots need to do that same thing because that's where a lot of the damage gets done against the Patriots, crossing routes and routes out in the flat with the running back.
To flip it to the other side of the ball now, and Bill Belichick will tell you, any football coach worth their own will tell you, all three phases of the game are connected. How much of the offensive struggles, and some of it was on the offense, but how much of the offensive struggles do you think related back to the defensive struggles and the offense not being able to get on the field, not being able to pick up a rhythm, not starting a good field position, those kind of things that the defense could have helped them out with?
Well, on a day like Sunday where the heat index was over 100 degrees.
Was it hot? I hadn't heard.
Yeah, it was a little bit warm, according to Evan. But seriously, that wore down the defense. And that might be a reason why you saw the Patriots allow Jacksonville to convert 7 of their first 9 or 7 of their first 10 third down conversions. That was a huge factor in the game.
Yeah, you could tell, too, the frustration with Brady, the frustration with McDaniels. We've seen it in the past. They want to get out there and work this stuff out. They want to fix it in They want to fix it in the game. They want to see the actual reps and see how it works, and they just never got a chance to do that. There was one point where I think it was 7 of 8 touches, 6 or 7 or 7 of 8 touches went to Sony Michel. That's just not creative. It's not unique. It's very predictable. And I think it's because they were trying, they wanted to try as many things out as they could in a short span of time, knowing they were probably coming off the field quickly.
Well, and there was that point in the first half when they had 3rd and 5 and went to a run play.
Right.
And there was a lot of criticism of that, the running play to James White. And then everybody assumed, well, if they're going to run it there, they're going to go for it on 4th down. And Belichick says, no, we're punting the ball. And that's when Josh McDaniels lost his mind at the offensive unit on the sideline. Well, there has to be better complementary football, Alex, obviously. And the one other thing I'll say about the defense, they better pray and hope Trey Flowers is okay, because I get a little concerned about their depth on the edge of the – we love, I'm sure, the way Adrian Claiborne plays. There's no question about that. But they need a Trey Flowers in there for any type of consistent ability to get to the quarterback.
Well, they've got an offense that has struggled at times next week in the Detroit Lions, Matt Patricia's Detroit Lions. So we'll see if they can maybe pick it up against them. For coverage of that game and, of course, everything leading up to it, you can check us out online at clnsmedia.com or follow us on Twitter at PatriotsCLNS from Gillette Stadium. He's Mike Petraglia. I'm Alex Barth for CLNS.